Hey guys, thanks for joining. If you're new here, thank you for watching. I hope you're all well wherever you are in the world. It's Becky from Today I'm Me. Today I wanted to reflect a little bit more on one of the videos I posted a few weeks ago, and it's about what movie are you projecting for your life. The reason why I wanted to talk about that a little bit today is because I feel like we project our fear-based movie scenes without really thinking about it. And when this happens, it can happen without us realizing it as well, and we can actually be self-sabotaging our situations in life. Now, just a little bit of reflection on what your fear-based story is. So your fear-based story is something that you have in your conscious mind that is projecting. So let's say, for an example, that you want to achieve something in life, but you keep going through the same cycle of your fear-based story. So your fear-based story, you're letting negativity in, you're thinking negative thoughts, you're giving up too easily, it all seems too hard. And these can all be really confronting things. But if we keep getting stuck in our fear-based story, it's gonna continually go round and round. Whereas if we move to a different movie scene and we are focusing on more of a growth mindset and doing things proactively to try and change our movie scene, because in the fear-based movie scenes, like we all know from the movies, we all kind of know what's going to happen, right? The bad guy jumps out, this happens, that happens. It's all sort of the same context. It's based around the theme of fear. Whereas other movies where it's creative and there's lots of different things going on, there's lots of opportunity for growth. And that is the exact same thing that goes on right in your head that you are projecting into your life and to the universe. Now, obviously, we don't know what life is going to throw at us, right? We just don't know. But it's a matter of knowing where your story is going to lie. Obviously, the universe and life throws us curveballs and we don't always know what to do with them. But are you approaching those curveballs with your fear-based story? That's the concept, and that's the answer for where you want to go in life. If you're approaching these things that do happen and these challenges that come up, if you're approaching them out of fear, then you're going to be stuck and you're going to be going on a different path. Whereas if you approach them with positivity and forward thinking and being creative and stepping outside your comfort zone, then you're going to have a completely different result, and you're going to change not just the environment that you're in, but their environment around you as well. And that's when these really great opportunities come up. So how do we actually know if we are projecting our fear-based story? Because it is quite surprising how much of the time we actually don't realize that we are projecting this. So how do we know if we are? I'm going to give you an example. When I was in high school, I went to an all-girls school, and there was a group of girls that were just bullies and they weren't really nice to anyone at school. And because of that, it really sort of changed my aspect of sort of group environments and stepping outside my comfort zone to sort of a group settings, feeling that I wasn't going to fit in, that I just wasn't like them. And it came down to the core that I didn't feel worthy enough. And this is all my own self-created fear. So when I actually hosted my first workshop and I sent out the invites, and I had a couple of declines come through that people couldn't make it, instead of thinking of it from the point of view of, yes, they actually do have stuff on and they are actually busy and they have prior commitments, I used my fear-based thoughts to come through and project the image that I had from being in high school and feeling that I wasn't good enough to have people come to my events because I wasn't worthy. And the minute that I realized that this is a fear-based story that I am telling myself and it's actually not true, it's like a light just switches on and you realize that it's not true. So when you are walking into a situation that is difficult or you are stepping outside your comfort zone, just stop and take a breath and start to think, when those really raw emotions and fears start to come in, think about why they're there. If you don't use my acronym for LIST, please do that because it is really enlightening. So LIST is listen. Listen to your fears. Listen to why they're there. Identify what they are. So for me, I identified that it's because of this experience that I had in high school. And then once I was able to identify that it wasn't actually real, it was my based fear that was coming through, I slided that to the side and then I took a step forward. Listen to your fear, identify it, slide it to the side and take the step forward. LIST. It works wonders for me. And you know, we're all human, right? And we all have moments where we do freak out and we do get quite worried and anxious, but it's a matter of just stopping, taking your breath, and really listening to what that fear is. Let the fear in because you can identify it. And don't forget that our fear is not something that is bad. Our fear is there for a reason. It's the fuel. It's the fuel that we need to take the step forward, because without that, then we won't have challenges and we won't learn and grow how to move through them. So don't see your fears as a negative, see them as an opportunity. Now, when it comes to these fear-based stories, and you know, there's always a reason for why they're there, whether it's a bad experience, whether it's something that we went through, or it could just be something that we haven't experienced yet. And it's a matter of identifying the core of it. But when it comes down to the deep level of it, I want you to remember something. We are not responsible for what our eyes see, but we are responsible for what our minds perceive. So have a think about that for a sec. Have a think about when you've jumped the gun and you've jumped onto something that somebody said, or a situation that looked like something that it might not have been, or maybe it was something scary, maybe it was stepping outside your comfort zone, doing something new. Think about that for a minute, because we can see things and we can view things, but it's how you process it in your subconscious mind that creates a lasting effect. And that is where our fear-based and our positive-based stories come from. So next time you do go into a situation that is a little bit unusual or scary or just different from what you're used to, think about that for a moment, because it really does get you thinking, and it really gets you to understand your processes of your thoughts and your fear-based stories, and also your positive stories as well. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that what I've said today has resonated within you. And if it has, please share the video, like it, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks guys, bye.